Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, Vinod,
Hello.
you are audible.
Okay.
And we are able to see your screen also. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for the confirmation. So just before starting the session, I take this confirmation whether I'm audible. My voice is clear. My voice is clear, right, Vara?
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. So just I will give you the quick introduction about the course is going to be, what this course is going to be, what we are going to cover, and what the topics, and why especially Snowflake is leading in the market. Okay. So before that, Vara, I would like to understand like do you have any experience before in the data engineering, or like you're pretty new to the data engineering area? Just wanted to understand your background.
Coming to myself, I am in QA. I'm leading a QA 2 or 3 projects in my hand and working for TCF. But I'm
Okay.
looking for other options like upskilling kind of thing, data science, and as well
Okay.
as Snowflake. I hear Snowflake is now booming.
Right.
That's why I want to see what exactly is Snowflake and how it is useful, for upscaling. Yeah, that's the my intention.
Got
Thank
it. Got it. Yeah, yeah, got it. So, yeah. So now, generally, if you see anything, any job description for a data engineer in the job market. So this is one example I have taken, right? So here, what is your responsibilities as a data engineer, or what kind of technology stack that people are expecting in the data engineering area, right? So if you see there, this is like the job description here. You see, demonstrate deep understanding of SQL, okay, and analytical data warehouses, Snowflake preferred. So if you see here, for any data engineer to enter into the job market, right? To enter into the job market, first the prerequisite would be your SQL part. Okay, so SQL is the structured query language we use to query the databases. Okay, so if I want to enter into the data engineering industry, so first of all, you should know about the SQL. So this is the first step, step one, right? And if I go back in the description here, they're asking any data warehouse, analytical data warehouse like Snowflake is preferred. So you also need to know any modern data warehouse like Snowflake. Okay, so there are a lot of data warehouses in the market like AWS Redshift, Google BigQuery, and Teradata, SAP HANA. So lot of data warehouses are there. But Snowflake is becoming really popular. So you need to know about any of the data warehouse to become a data engineer here. Okay, and if you go back here, what they're expecting is you need to know something about the GitHub and Bitbucket. This is like version control tools. Okay, GitHub and Bitbucket. So let me write there some version control tools. I'll put it here. This is kind of add-on. Okay, version control tool like GitHub. They're expecting, right? So just I will go back here, and they're expecting something like these are familiar with Jira competencies, okay? And they are expecting must have exposure to technologies such as DBT and Apache Airflow, okay? And they're also asking knowledge on AWS cloud and Python is a plus, okay? So if I extract the technology stack they're talking about is they're asking about Apache Airflow, they're asking about DBT, data build tool, they're asking about AWS cloud. So any cloud is good. AWS in this specific job description, they're asking about AWS. Okay. And they're also asking about some Python is a plus here. Right. So, so if you want to enter into this data engineering industry with this particular skill set, so you need to learn all these tools here. Okay. So now if someone say to you like learn only Snowflake, enter into the data engineering market, so it is difficult. Okay. Previously it used to be like one single skill, but people are asking for more technologies that can be integrated with Snowflake. Okay, especially with Snowflake. Okay. So now as part of this course, what we are going to see is we are going to see all these components. So our main focus will be on Snowflake. So we will be covering around 20 plus sessions on Snowflake, right? And then I'm going to cover how to integrate this DBT with Snowflake and how to integrate Apache Airflow with Snowflake. And parallelly, we are going to use AWS Cloud Services uh, to load the data from AWS to Snowflake. Okay. And also little bit of Python basics also I will cover, which are really required for a data engineer. Okay. And yeah, anyway, we are using DBT. So when I'm talking about DBT, I will talk about the version control tool like GitHub. Okay. And SQL is a prerequisite. So if you are not already from the data engineering background, so you must learn SQL. So I will be conducting 2 to 3 basic sessions on SQL, and I will be sharing some pre-recorded videos on the SQL, like 7 to 8 hours of my recorded videos on the SQL. So remaining things I'm going to cover as part of the live classes. Okay, so this is going to be our course agenda or course content. Okay, so any questions, you can interrupt me anytime. Okay, don't hesitate to ask the questions.
Nothing so far. Yeah,
Oh,
it's clear. Clear.
yeah. Okay, so now if I will show you like the course content that I am going to cover. So I have prepared a PDF for that. So let me show you that. So this is what we are going to discuss in this particular course. So the first 5 modules are completely about Snowflake. So our main focus is on Snowflake. 20 plus 20 to 23 hours will be on Snowflake. Okay. Then we will be seeing Python integration with Snowflake, and then AWS integration with Snowflake, DBT integration with Snowflake, and then Airflow integration with Snowflake. Okay. So these are the detailed steps that I'm going to cover as part of our complete data engineering course. Okay. Now you might be wondering like why I need all these technologies. What kind of problem we are going to solve using these technologies, right? So I will give you a simple example first. Okay. So we let's say you are using the Amazon e-commerce website, right? Amazon e-commerce website. So this is kind of when you open like I wanted to buy something here, right? So I'll go to Google, like I will open Amazon. Okay, so just I'm opening my shopping website here. So let's say I am planning to buy something, some product like this. Okay, I'm planning to buy some product here. So see here, when I click on this product in the back, in the here in like when I scroll down, you will be getting some recommendations here like related to this product, and they'll also in some cases they'll also recommend some other product which I did not check, like you buy this product and this product together you'll get this much discount, right? So what is happening in this particular thing? So Amazon is trying to improve their business like by suggesting more products and more related products, right? So they are trying to improve their business here, right? So now what is happening in the background? So there is a lot of stuff will be happening in the background in this particular Amazon case. So what will happen is Amazon will be storing all your current data in a particular databases called OLTP databases. Okay, OLTP database. So when I say OLTP database, online transaction processing databases. Okay, so for example, you might have heard about Oracle. So Oracle is an OLTP database. Okay, or MySQL or Postgres. These are all OLTP databases. What is the purpose of these OLTP databases? These databases can hold small volumes of data, current data. So for example, the current order information, right? The current customer data, current inventory data in case of Amazon. So everything will be stored in the OLTP databases. And these databases are designed for very fast response, right? That when a transaction happens, you should get the response really quick. For example, when you order the product, so you should get the response really quick. When you make a payment, you should get the response really quick. So these systems are designed such that you get a very fast response on small volumes of data. So I'm saying it's only on the small volumes of data. Okay. So when the volume increases, for example, that I mean, I'm using Amazon for last 10 years. So all the old data, that historical data, we don't hold it here because these systems are not designed for handling all those data. Okay. So we will be moving the data into another system called OLAP system. OLAP system. Okay. Online analytical processing system. So this is transaction processing, which deals with current transactions. This deals with analytics. Okay. And this is also called, you can say, OLAP system, or you can say data warehouse. Data warehouse. Right. So OLTP system and OLAP system. So this is where this one of the example of data warehouse is Snowflake. I can say. Right. One of the example of OLTP database is Postgres or Oracle. Oracle. Right? So now, as the data is getting older in your OLTP system, data will be moved to your OLAP system here. Okay, OLAP system, the historical data. So now these systems are designed such that you can hold huge volumes of data. Okay, and reading the data is really faster from this huge volumes of data. Okay, writing takes some time, but reading really happens faster on the huge volume of data. So that is the reason just I draw this diagram with a big database here. So this is a small database here, right? Now, why we are bringing all this historical data? I can delete the data here, right? What is the need of this historical data here, right? So this historical data from the source, first we call it as raw data. So whatever the data we are getting from the source, like OLTP database, is called raw data. Okay. And we need this information for two purposes. One is, in case of Amazon, there could be a data scientist. Okay. You might be knowing a data scientist sitting here and you making use of this data, applying some algorithms to predict the things. Okay. So to recommend some things. So in case of Amazon, so they will find a correlation between two products and they try to bring the recommendation there, right? So for that, this raw data is not directly usable from the sources. You need to perform some modifications. So that modifications are called transformations here. Okay. So your raw data will be transformed into a curated data. So in between, we do a transformation here from raw data to curated data. So it is similar to like you are getting water from your lakes, which is in raw format. Now you want to purify it and use it for drinking purpose. That is your curation layer. Okay. So, or you want to use it for agriculture purpose. So the purpose might be different. So you'll curate, you'll purify it and make it ready for consumption, right? So similar way, data also will purify and will put it here. So either a data scientist will use this data for deriving some recommendations or predictions, or there is another guy called data analysts or visualization engineers, data analyst, who will be building some reports, okay, on top of this data, historical data. So now the management wants to know what is my product sales in this particular region in for this particular past 2 years, right? So that can be done through all this historical data, right? So a data analyst will sit and generate these reports and analyze the data. Data scientist is making use of this data and then deriving something, okay? Now, where does data engineer comes into picture? So data engineer's responsibility is build this complete data pipeline. Okay. So complete data pipeline is built by our data engineers. Okay. So this is called pipeline from your source to your target, right? So first of all, what are the steps involved here? So we extract the data from the source and we load the data into your target table, target data warehouse, and then you transform the data in between. Transform. So this process is called ELT, extract, load, transform. So this is done by your data engineer here. So data engineer is responsible for doing all this stuff. Okay. So now where does these tools that we have discussed, right? We discussed these tools. Where does this fit, right? So Snowflake is your data warehouse. Snowflake is your data warehouse, right? And for transformation, we are going to use DBT. There are multiple tools, but DBT is will be sitting in the transformation area. And for extraction and loading purpose, we have some, we can use some of the AWS services here, or we can use Python also here for extract and loading part. Okay, so this is how your tech stack looks like. So Snowflake is a data warehouse, DBT is a transformation tool, AWS is the cloud, and Python is your programming language, and Airflow is your scheduling tool. So you want to run this ELT workflows daily, maybe daily at 10 p.m., right? So when you want to do that, you need some scheduling tool. So that is done by your Airflow. Okay, so this is how you can fit this technology stack into the ELT workflow here. Okay, so here in place of Snowflake, it can be Google BigQuery. In place of transformation, it can be another tool like Informatica. Here instead of AWS, it could be another tool like Azure. Okay, so we don't know depending on the technology stack. But if you see the current trend, this stack which I am talking about, the Snowflake, DBT, and Airflow. So this stack is becoming really famous. Okay, this stack is becoming really famous. So now if you find any job descriptions there, you're going to see all this tech stack there. Okay, on Snowflake. Okay, so clear with this, or you have any questions?
Clear. But so basically, Snowflake is not a database, and it is a data warehouse, and it will manage different databases. I mean, raw data can be anywhere, like your Oracle might be, or whatever. Correct, right?
Yes. So your source can be a database like this OLTP system, or it can be sensor data from coming from an application also. Let's say there is a web application. So I am getting the data from this, or it can be a social networking website like Twitter or Instagram. Let's say I wanted to get the data from Instagram. So your source can be anything. Okay. So from that, you are going to uh, build a simple data warehouse. So whenever we say warehouse, it is something big that will store, right? So data warehouse means a big warehouse for data. So it's going to store lot of huge amounts of data here. Okay. So it is also kind of a database, but it's a big database, you can say. Okay.
Okay, but let me understand. Is that in the format of tables, or can be anything?
Yes. Yes. Generally, the data warehouses, the current data warehouses, are everything is in the form of tables, correct? So
Okay, okay.
relation, these are all relational databases, we call it as. So
Hmm.
relational means your data is organized in the form of rows and columns.
Okay.
Okay, and the other databases, right? Maybe graph databases, okay, or document databases,
Yeah.
okay. Those databases are called NoSQL databases, and we might use them in very specific use cases only. For example, I'm getting Facebook data, okay. When I say social networking website, Facebook data. See, you are friend to someone, and your friend is friend to someone. So I wanted to recommend your friend's friends to you. So there, the data set that we are going database we are going to use is graph database. So a lot of graph database in the market like Neo4j or like AWS Neptune. So there are a lot of things in the market. But 80 to 90% of our data will be relational database because most of the data is structured. So your data warehouse is also relational database here. Okay. So now you understood like how to fit these technology stack in the ELT workflow as a data engineer here. Okay. So as a data engineer, your responsibility is to build these pipelines and curate this data and make it available for your data scientist and data analyst. Okay. Now let me go back here. See, the same thing I have written here. So you'll be learning SQL basics and data warehouse basics, and main focus will be on Snowflake, then AWS data services and data build tool, DBT, Airflow, and Python integration. Okay, so this is what going to be our course content, and this is the detailed course content here. Okay, so now whatever tools we are going to discuss, everything is a free trial, so you don't need to install any software on your machine. Okay, everything is a cloud based tool. Okay, Snowflake is offering 30 days free trial, DBT is offering 14 days free trial, AWS is offering 1 year free trial, right? Airflow, we have an open source version. Python, we have an open source version. So you don't need to purchase anything to learn this course. Okay. So everything is in the cloud. Okay. So today I will quickly show you how to create a Snowflake trial account. Okay. And then I'll show you like how the Snowflake user interface looks like. Okay. So now you already know Snowflake is a data warehouse, right? It's a data warehouse, but
Yes, yes.
it's a cloud data warehouse. It's
Mhm.
it's it can only run on the cloud. You cannot install the Snowflake software on your machine. Okay, so definitely it should be run on the cloud here. So how you are going to spin up this Snowflake database in our data warehouse in the cloud is, so just you can go to Google here and type Snowflake trial, Snowflake trial. So Snowflake is offering a 30 days free trial here. Okay, so just taking some time. Let me open my existing account meanwhile. Time. Okay, so here is my Snowflake. So I created a Snowflake trial account just 2 days back. So you can see this, or you can even, yeah, it has opened. Let me create a new account. Okay. So Snowflake is offering a 30 days free trial account, guys. Okay. 30-day free trial account. So here just you need to fill the details like your first name, last name, and then your email ID and all simply. And then why are you signing up? So maybe you can give some reason here. Click on continue, give some name, right? So here you can simply uh, choose the version or edition of the Snowflake. So Snowflake offers three editions like standard, enterprise, business critical here. Okay, so standard is very basic edition which have very limited features, and enterprise is standard plus some of the extra features here. Business critical have more security to your data. Okay, more encryption, protection, data protection is there. Okay, so for our classes, enterprise is enough. If you want to go for business critical also, that is fine. Okay, but standard does not offer all the features. Okay, so first you need to choose your edition, and then you need to choose on which cloud you want to run. So I told you Snowflake is going to run on the cloud, right? So there are three clouds in the market: Azure, AWS, and GCP. So I am going to choose AWS here, and then click on this. Just click on get started. Okay, so just skip all these things. It's going to send a email to Gmail. Okay. You will be getting an email from Snowflake saying activate to activate the account. So just click the activation button and give a username and password.
Vinod, one question here.
Yes.
See, suppose while logging or creating the account, you are telling that we can select the cloud, right?
Yes.
So based on that cloud, our tools will change, something integration tools or accessing tools, because the cloud is changed, right?
No.
From
So
our system, like I mean, everything on cloud, something is in our local, like
yeah.
starting the pipeline.
No, nothing is in our local. Everything is on cloud. Okay. And it
Hmm.
doesn't matter which cloud you choose. So let's say I choose Azure.
Yeah,
Still,
yeah.
I can develop my pipeline on using DBT, DBT, your this one, uh, Python and Airflow. Okay.
Okay.
You can
Mhm.
choose Google Cloud. Still, you can run design the data pipeline. So this thing doesn't change. This thing doesn't
Okay,
change.
okay, okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
irrespective of the cloud you choose, that's you can use any technology stack here. Okay. So now see here, this is a Snowflake user interface. Okay. So now if I want to run some query, what you need to do is here, go to the projects, you'll get something called worksheets here. Okay. So in the worksheets, you have a plus symbol, go here and open an SQL worksheet here. So I want to run an SQL query. Simply you can run an SQL query here, like select star from table name. So there is some sample data, just I will run one query here, right? So this is how your data set looks like. So this is all the data set. And in the right hand side, you're going to see all the statistics. Let me close this. So how much time this query has taken, how many rows it has written, like what is the different
Um,
statistics of your
these are default or how it is? How we got the data? So
this particular customer table data.
that's what. But we don't have any data, right? As we
Yeah,
started the fresh table,
correct,
I mean
correct.
project, right?
But what Snowflake does is, for a free trial account, they give this preloaded data to you,
Okay, for our training purpose. Okay, okay.
training purpose. Yeah, so that's
Oh,
it. They create the two databases: Snowflake Learning Database, Snowflake Sample Data. So these are the data sets you can play with. Simply.
okay.
Then we'll see how to create our own data set, how to
Uh-huh.
onboard it into
Okay.
Snowflake and that. Okay, so this is how Snowflake user interface looks like. This is called Snowsite. Okay? We use only the web-based client tool to connect to Snowflake. There are other tools also like DB, different tools to connect to Snowflake. But this is a Snowflake native tool, you can say. Okay, this is called Snowsite, and you get multiple features here. So we are going to see like how this Snowflake different features will differentiate from other data warehouses. So there are a lot of data warehouses in the market, but why Snowflake is becoming really popular? So there are few reasons that I picked up here. Okay, so we are going to discuss in our future sessions, like what is the data cloning feature in Snowflake, what is ad hoc heavy data processing, what are micro partitions, right? What is the time travel feature of Snowflake? What is data sharing feature of Snowflake? Right? So I have picked like top 6 to 7 features, and I will try to explain them in our future ongoing classes. So every feature is going to be 1 to 1.5 hour session, the special features. Okay. Any questions still here?
No, 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 no. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So I'm not going to go deeper today. Okay. So in the ongoing classes, I'm going to share you more details on this. But for now, this is going to be the course content, and this is what going to be our path for learning. Okay. Data engineering with Snowflake. Okay. So I will be sharing all these documents with you, like the PDF file that I have shown here, and the recording for today's session. So maybe just go through it, then I will communicate on the regular class timings. Okay, so because there are other students also there, so
Okay.
I'm like aggregating multiple people. So I'll be letting you know the next class. Okay.
No problem. Yeah. Thank you, Vinay.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Vinod. Yeah.
Thank you.